Hey y'all, CB here at NBS Welding. My buddy Donnie called me from down at the log yard. One of his log pickers, it's actually a good thing it's a spare picker, but one of his log pickers has got an issue. The tie rod end on the steering popped apart on him, and this would be a log picker that's built to drive around real slow in the lot. But the way they done that, most of them got like a front end out of an old truck under them. But even though it used to be a front end that you would have in a truck and drive up and down the road, it don't need to be quite that good now. It don't go on the road. It just rides around in the lot and moves logs. So tie rod end popped apart. I think I got a pretty good idea what's going on and how to fix it. We're going to weld some pieces of steel on there to keep that thing from popping apart. And if you want to check that out, then come on. Hey y'all, CB here, the No BS welder here at NBS Welding. I'm wanting to let y'all know we got t-shirts for sales. If you'd like to support the NBS Welding YouTube channel, send Tina an email at nbswelding@aol.com. Go to the NBS Welding YouTube channel, check out the content, and in all new video descriptions, there's links to our Amazon storefront and our affiliates, so you can check out the products that I use and endorse. Right here, we're looking at the tie rod end, and I'm measuring the top above that ball because that's the area I got to grab a hold of to keep that thing from coming apart. Now, after it come apart, them guys took another machine and they lined it up and they put the other machine underneath of it and lifted up like with the fork on their big John Deere forklift, and they were able to pop it back into place. We don't want to pop it back apart, and I got to be able to get something welded on there, something welded onto that tie rod end that will fit pretty tight around the skinny part of that ball on the steering link. So I measured, you see in the video where I was measuring on that, it's about 1 inch. And it actually worked out where a 1-inch washer is about perfect. So what I'm doing here, you see me taking the grinder and I'm splitting this washer open where I'm making it 2 pieces so that I can slip it into place on the top of that ball where it's skinny, and then weld it to the tie rod end. And I'm going to take another washer and weld it on the bottom, because he said that when he lifted up on it, it lifted up actually where the bottom is open now. It lifted up too far. So pretty much the idea of what we're doing is, if we weld this 2-piece washer that I'm working on right here on the top, and then weld a washer flat on the bottom, we're going to be locking that ball in there, but it's still going to be able to steer. Got some paint drying on the old super service truck, so we're using the brick nose dually welding rig today. I got my grease cleaner out. I'm using the oxyacetylene torch to get rid of all the grease that they've pumped into this thing. That's the easiest way for me to do it. And I've said before on the channel, a lot of guys will want to be helpful, and they want to go into something like this with a can of brake cleaner and clean it all up for you. You don't want to weld on something that's been cleaned with brake clean. A gas can be formed when you heat something that's been cleaned with brake clean, and you don't want to breathe that gas. Now, I'm grinding a spot here because I want to get a really good ground. That's important with all welding, but it's especially important with wire welding. And what I've got here, I've got my ARCCAPTAIN MIG200 with 035 ARCCAPTAIN Flux core wire. This is a sweet little setup, running it off a 240 volt off of the Miller Trailblazer 302. I'm basically just using my welding machine as a generator today to run the ARCCAPTAIN. And I don't think you could get a better setup to do this with. Some of this is sort of overhead, weird position welding out here on site in the wind. There's areas around this tire where there's not a lot of clearance, and you know, instead of going in here and wasting a bunch of welding rods by having to bend rods and only burn a quarter of them, I can use my flux core wire. I got the extra added benefit of the fact that it's electrode negative, so it doesn't run and drip, and you know, it welds easy overhead and vertical, you know, because that you're running electrode negative on your flux core. Had to use a ratchet strap to raise that up. I got the plate on the bottom, used the ratchet strap to raise it up, and then I put the plate on the top, and then the rest of the job is pretty much just welding it up good and cleaning it up. We're pretty much using a washer at the bottom and a washer at the top of the tie rod end to lock that ball in there where it'll still steer, and it's going to work out to be a good fix. It's just something that, you know, it wore out, and since this thing just creeps around here in the log yard, you know, it's not anything that's going to be a big deal. I'm not worried about it flying down the road and breaking and somebody getting hurt. We just got to make it work, and this is a situation where a little bit of welding is going to make it able to do that, because we've locked that ball in there now, where even though everything can still move and steer like it's supposed to, that ball can't pop out of the top of that thing anymore. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching the channel. Give me a like, give me a comment. Subscribe to the channel, and learn how to work with what you got. That way you always have everything you need. Hey y'all, CB here, the No BS welder here at NBS Welding. I'm wanting to let y'all know we got t-shirts for sales. If you'd like to support the NBS Welding YouTube channel, send Tina an email at nbswelding@aol.com. Go to the NBS Welding YouTube channel. Check out the content. And in all new video descriptions, there's links to our Amazon storefront and our affiliates, so you can check out the products that I use and endorse.